and welcome to Easy Allies Kunitsu-Gami Path of the Goddess preview. That game is coming out on July 19th from none other than the Cap Gods.
Crushing it.
Yes, I am Michael Huber, joined by
Isla Hank.
And we both had the chance to play a little bit of it at Summer Game Fest in a unguided casual capacity.
Incredibly unguided. I was like, what is this? I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, but then I got to go to a place, this company that works with Capcom. Went to a place and played.
Everywhere's a place.
Yeah, and I played like a good 2-ish hours of it.
Starting from the start, as far as you could tell.
Yeah, maybe like a little,
Okay.
maybe like 1 or 2 levels in or
Sure.
so. But it was so good. It's just, this game is so awesome.
I was shocked by what I played.
Yeah. So the basic premise is like a genre mashup. It's real-time combat. It's tower defense. Are probably the two main you know mashups. There's some RPG elements in there with like leveling stuff up and stuff that I'll talk about, but mostly, you get to a stage. There's a normal stage and a boss encounter every time.
Yeah.
You're going down the mountain with the goddess.
Yeah.
You do a stage, you beat the stage, all right, then you do the boss stage, you beat the boss, you go on to the next one. And each stage has a day and night cycle. The daytime, no monsters. You're free to, go around, find cocooned villagers that are, trapped in the dark blight or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you can free them. You can cut barrels or cut, little growths and get these orbs. And with the orbs, you can assign your villagers a job. For example, like woodcutter, archer, sumo wrestler was what I got to do. It was sick.
I was hoping for weirdo jobs.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Badass. Some of them are more expensive than others. But then that currency is also used to create the path for the goddess to get to the end of the stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have to balance your economy, which I love. You have to balance, do I want to use my orbs right now to make all my villagers super strong, but leave my goddess back there? Because once nighttime hits, she stops.
Okay.
So, she can only travel during the day, and, so you could have multiple phases of nighttime
In one level.
Yeah. And as I progressed in the stages,
the closer she gets to the end, the closer she is to the gates with the monsters.
Exactly. So
Lots of things to balance.
A lot of things to balance. I realized that the hard way this time, Isla, because I had her go all the way up there.
Right.
And even outside of the gate.
And then you have less strong enemies or guys to protect her.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, because there was a little blight right outside the gate. So it was every time my troops would try to go attack, they would kind of be stepping in it. Even me, I'd be stepping in it, and it would affect.
And so it's fun because you can position your guys. You can go into command mode and be like, okay, the archers, you go on up here because you have a higher vantage point. Sumo wrestler guy, you could go here.
Frontline warrior for sure.
You can't order her, right?
No.
She just follows the path, and that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can say defend her or attack them.
Yeah. And then you can freely attack.
Yeah.
So I think that'll.
You're the most powerful thing.
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just basic combat, 2
buttons or something.
Square and triangle. Triangle is your more. Yeah. So there's square triangle is a combo where you rise up to get airborne enemies because there's airborne enemies.
Yeah.
So you better have some archers for that. So a lot of good strategy here. Another really cool thing is the stages themselves have a little bit of secret stuff.
Yeah.
There'll be barriers that you can have a villager build that'll block the monsters.
Yeah.
But
if they take enough damage, they break.
Yeah, there are towers that they can build, and I did that and had my archer go up there.
Oh, wow,
It was
cool.
sniping down.
Okay.
That was awesome. There was rubble to clear, which took a while.
Okay.
It takes kind of a while to clear the rubble, and then once the rubble was cleared, back in a little area, there was more villagers to rescue.
Okay.
So, and then
also they're the opposite is true where the levels aren't just, at least the one I played, it wasn't just a straight shot.
Yeah,
Like there are side paths
yes.
that like the enemies can kind of route you. Like if you're not paying attention, glancing at that mini map, you know, like you could be like, oh crap, there's a bunch of people that just went around me.
She'll say very scary and hauntingly, she'll be like, help, like I'm being attacked over here, and it's like, oh my god,
like, help, I'm being attacked over here.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. So you have to like run back.
Over here.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, that's kind of just the main vibe of a normal mission, you know, managing your resources, getting into real-time combat, slicing enemies, positioning your villagers, and again, just balancing, you know, what you spend on them versus, you know, getting her closer to the goal.
Yeah.
And then
kind of Neo vibes, kind of. I thought of Deception, but I think maybe other people don't. I don't know. Like to me, that seems.
Yeah.
There's the planning phase. There's the execution phase. You know.
Totally. Yeah. Again, the combat is like more akin to like a beat 'em up, even.
Well, yeah, and then the combat is very combat. You know.
Yeah. But and then you get like other power ups too. One of my power ups was like because you can like upgrade a lot of stuff, which is really cool. I'm getting into that right now. But like your character too can have these charms that give you powers that are like flame attack, and it does a ton of damage. Or another cool one was teleport to her.
Oh, okay.
So if you're far away, like battling, and she's in trouble, it's like, dude, teleport right back.
Yeah. That's good.
What's really cool, so you get all these different. Those are your main powers. Then you have other little charms that you can equip that'll give you more health, give your soldiers more health, stuff like that, basic stuff. But then in between each mission, you have your little home base.
Really?
And your little tent stuff. You can like build facilities. I didn't mess around with this too much because it like takes time, and then like I was a little confused because you're going down the mountain, so it's like, are we packing this up each time?
You must be.
Yeah,
all your guys.
Yeah. So you can like build stuff. And then you go in the tent where she is.
Maybe it's like a mind palace or something.
I mean,
you
were like grabbing lumber and like taking it, which was cool. Okay. So there's like full-on facilities that you can build that help out. And then I love one of the main currencies is masubi, like food, and it is. You can put those points into a specific job class.
Oh, cool.
That's what I love. So it's like, do you want to upgrade your archers? Do you want to upgrade your woodcutters?
Yeah,
like, that stuff is like, oh, that's the dopamine right there. That's the dopamine hit.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. So then after you do that or whatever, then it's a boss stage. And there were some just normal bosses, you know, a big hulking freak, which is like pretty intense. I died one time actually.
This is why I was confused at SGF, because I don't know if the demo started in the right place, but it started me on a boss.
Yeah.
And I was just like
challenging.
Well, because I knew I was like, I knew there was supposed to be like a planning phase, but I didn't know what was happening. So I was like, am I not supposed to fight it? Am I supposed to do something else?
Am I supposed to die here?
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bosses can be pretty insane, like pretty difficult. You do have a dodge that feels okay. Nothing, you know, it doesn't feel the best, but you do have kind of a dodge.
It's like a strategy game dodge.
Yeah, it's great way to put it.
You land for a while, and you know you have to use it very strategically.
Definitely, it's more of a to get away and then come back in and do some damage. Maybe get back away.
Elden Ring, it ain't. You're not dodging.
You're not dodge rolling.
Yeah, you're not. You're like, I pushed the dodge button.
Yeah.
And now I'm over here for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So some of the bosses were pretty tricky. Just this big honking thing that would, if you were not careful, it would murder you very quickly.
Yeah.
You do, like a dragon, Yakuza style, have health potions that you will clearly be hoarding for these boss fights.
Yeah.
Popping those all the time to brute force it.
I don't know. In the demo I played, I didn't like die. I like turned into a little sprite.
Yeah.
And then I could float around for a little bit, and it was like on a cooldown, and then I came back, maybe with less health. I don't know.
Yeah.
During the boss.
I don't remember that, because I did die once. There was another boss that was flying, and I had all woodcutters.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's flying.
Yeah.
So then I had to like use more money to
you can
change
change
it.
them.
Yeah.
You can
So I was like, oh, well, I just wasted a bunch of money on that.
Right.
And then the last boss I fought, the people there were so hyped for it because like no one had beaten this thing. It was a freak show centipede boss.
Ugh, you gotta have a centipede.
In the dark.
Ooh.
Zipping around, charging you, so brutal. You would attack its like sides and it would still like kind of hit you off. You would have to like get the front and it was tricky. It was like going up on the ceiling, going around.
Yeah.
So like a pretty good amount of bosses, like a good variety of bosses that I saw within a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, this
I'm
game
hyped
is
for this.
so sick.
Yeah.
It's so fun because I love a good level-based game too because like I'll play a couple levels.
Right.
You know? But then on the flip side, there's a ton of stuff to get invested in with like leveling everybody up.
Yeah.
And, you know, finding all these extra charms. There were like 70 of them in the list
my
I saw.
God.
There was like a lot.
Yeah. Because I found one in the demo. Yeah. You have to like you have to unlock or purify enough little things and then the shrine opens or whatever.
Yeah. So there's a lot to discover like in the map. There's a lot to invest in outside of the map. Just a really cool game. It's really shaping up.
It feels it. We were talking about this in the podcast recently, where it feels like a subgenre or like a type or class of game that like I didn't realize I'd been missing.
Yeah.
And I can't even describe what this game is
It's
exactly, but
bizarre.
I know I've played games kind of like it before.
Yeah.
Like, you know it when you see it, kind of, and it's like, I haven't played one of those in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I missed these.
Definitely has the most in common with tower defense, but
Yeah.
still, it's still super weird.
Like, what was that, like, God of Rock or whatever you were, like, playing as a rock or whatever?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
But, like, that type of just weird, kind of, like, off-kilter, like...
Yeah.
Double A, like, kind of just like, we're doing a weird thing.
Yeah. It feels like when Katamari first came
Yeah.
out, where it's like, whoa, this is weird.
Yeah. Like, the world needs more weird shit like this.
I agree. From
especially from Capcom.
big time Capcom.
Yeah.
That's why it's even more exciting for me, because it's just like, wow.
Well, that's the thing that you immediately notice with this game is it's like, even when you don't know what the hell's going on, you're like, I don't know what this is, but clearly you do, game, and I trust you to onboard me.
They onboard you hardcore too.
Yeah,
there are, but they're very efficient, but it is still a lot. I mean, within the first 20 minutes, like things are popping up.
Yeah.
Tutorial, it'll pause, be like, here's a thing, here's some text. This is this.
Yeah.
A minute later, this is this. A
Yeah.
minute later, this is this. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I still feel like if you sit down with this game after like 20 minutes, you know exactly what's going on. You know what's up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very
Kunitsu-Gami,
excited.
dude.
Coming
Looks
out
cool.
really
Yeah,
soon.
like 20 days.
Yes. So
Awesome.
So that's it. That's our preview, and definitely stay tuned. This will be a game we are for sure to be talking about once it gets closer.
Yeah. Check out patreon.com/easyallies for more coverage of this game and a lot of other games. We recently had a whole bunch of Summer Game Fest stuff. So if you're interested in previews like this, check it out. We have our podcast every week where we talk about news and play weird games with each other and all kinds of stuff. And supporting us on Patreon is the best way to support us. So check it out. Otherwise, just leave a like and tell your friends, whatever. We're happy you're here. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.